we cannot develop any growth in the organization. And if you want to develop any growth in the organization, we have to focus on that balanced scorecard, and it is useful with respect to four pillars of that scorecard: customer, financial, learning and growth, and internal business process. In learning and growth, we are identifying how much our team members or the organization peoples are trained on the strategic as well as current learning practices, how they will train on the current practices as well as the regulatory compliance or something organizational requirement. With respect of this, we have learned about the balance scorecard, monitoring of these four pillars, and periodically we have to verify it as well as control on that 4 point. Once we have control on that 4 point, it is very much required for the organization to develop their financial growth as well as increase the business processes and customer satisfaction. Once you have learning and growth, there is a implemented in the organization, all organizations can be developed as well as the organizational strategy will be clear to the their goal path. And if the organization goal is equivalent to the downline team members should follow the organization's goal path as well as similarity with them. So in that situation, we can have a personal growth as well as organization growth. Personal growth means someone want to learn something new technology, some new training, some different audit parts, compliance part, or to interest in the different scenarios as well as the different section of the department. Once we have cleared about that, organization's goal path will be easy. Balance and financial scorecard, how to manage cash flow, financial results, return on capital employed, return on investment, how we can deal it, how we can follow that. So with respect to financial goal path, first of all, whatever the organization's requirement, how we are dealing with that, and if there is any goal we are setting to the organizational development, it has to be monitored. And how we can monitor? There should be a financial attributes, there should be a financial control point. For example, if we have any goal with respect to the e-documentation, or you want to implement the e-documentation, so for that e-documentation software, how much will be the cost required? First, we have to evaluate whether that cost is under my budgeted or it is out of budgeted, how I can have the approvals on that budgeted cost. That should be required. So for this new project, you have to make a project sheet. In that project sheet, you have to define your parameters, like what is the current status, what is the proposed status, what you will achieve, what we will achieve after the implementation of this scorecard. Okay, once you have delivered, or once you have identified that all the cash flows, financial results, return on capital employed, and return on investment. Return on investment means, suppose in the day I have monitoring, change controls, deviation, OS, OT, complaints, all these parts. And if these parts are handling manually, there may be a probability to have a maximum chances of the errors. And these errors are sometimes non-intentional, but it have impact on the organization's strategy as well as the goal or the reputation also. If there is an, suppose some data integrity type of error is occurred, some person has some tried to alteration, deletion, modification, or there are also possibilities in the hard copies of the document to have some missing of the document, or some periodic wear and tear, as well as after some years the document getting faded. All these types of challenges are there. It may be wet during moist season or rainfall, so you have to keep the more storage space also. Okay, and more store space required. Then again, monitoring, keeping, archival, all these steps are there. So to avoid all these steps, parallelly should we have to think on the e-documentation. So according to that, you can have a proposal to the higher management that this type of expenditure currently we are performing, and if we are following the e-documentation, we will have the some benefits of that organization's new setup. So always the higher team member will ask you return of interest. Return of interest means what will happen after implementation of this new technology. So there is a benefit you have to take on hypothetically or on the some exercise basis. You have to take some hypothesis, that is after implementation of this new devices or new software, you will have all the documentation online, as well as there is no addition, alteration, deletion. There is all the tracking, audit trail is there. So each and every activity is recorded there. If any document is required by the auditor or visitor or during the audit compliance, you can have within a minute to search it and present to the auditor. As well as the documentation have the all soft copies in the software, so you have to need very minimum space to maintain the inventory as well as storage of the document also. Archival is also important part which can be done with the help of this documentation system. Any documents you need, within a minute you can archive or retrieve. So all these facilities are there and it is useful. So in this way you can put it on the paper and represent to the higher management. Business process is that whatever the process you are following, that is process to be governed by the all standard operating procedures. Okay, with respect to that, process alignment means whatever the process is there, whether your cross functional team and your department is aligned on that process or not. If any new product is launched there, before launching have you studied all the requirement? Before launching have you studied whatever the automation is available at your end? Means you want to suppose you want to implement new product of the tablet compression machine. So you have to check if you want to go for new product launching, whether you have suppose the product is tablet, solid oral dosage form, whether you have compression machine, what is the current load, what is the future load, and if there is a future load, the existing machines capability to be checked. If the existing machines are all 100% occupied and it is not deliverable or to achieve your goal, in that case you have to make a business case, and in that business case you have to put down what is the current status, what you are proposing, and after approval or implementation of this new compression machine, what you will achieve. That is the benefit of new machines. COPQ means COPQ means cost of poor quality. If there is an current machine is having some frequent breakdowns, some tablet punches issue, sticking issue, chipping issue, all these types of issues are there. It means suppose if you have a 1 lakh tablet compression batch size, and because of this old machine or the punches problem or the setting problem, you will lose around 10,000 tablets, 20,000 tablets in the rejections. So your yield is around 90%. Suppose you are losing the 10,000 tablet out of 1 lakh, your yield is 90%. Or if you have 95% achieved, 5,000 tablets you are losing because of this compression process. So if there is a one tablet's hardly cost is, we can understand that 10 rupees into multiple by 5,000, so it means around 50,000 rupees. You can understand that is the loss of the product. So can we reduce that cost? Can we focus on that rejections? That 5,000 into, can I have converted into 3,000 rejects or 2,000 rejects, so that I can save my 2,000 additional tablet into the process. And if the your selling market is USFDA or like that Europe market, there is a high cost of the tablet. So accordingly, per batch, if you are suppose saving 5,000 or 50,000 rupees per batch in the rejections, or not only 50,000, if you can save 10,000 rupees per batch, and if the monthly batches are suppose 100 batches, so you can understand how much benefits you will have, and within a 1 year how much benefits we can save this. So because these are the internal control, likewise you have to put on the paper, and these projects to be explained to the higher management. So basis on that, higher management will give you approval, because you are showing them indirectly saving of the, you can understand that. Suppose there is a 10 rupees per tablet into 5,000, you are saying per batch, that is 50,000. And if you are monthly taking 100 batches, okay, so it means 5 lakh rupees you are saving monthly. And if you are multiplying into 12, it means around 60 lakhs rupees you are saving with respect to the internal control. Only you can understand that 60 lakh rupees from the one product that you can save easily, with the focus on the how to set the machine, how to set the parameters, how we can use the good quality of the punches. So according to that, if the breakdowns are controlled, you can minimum save 60 lakh rupees on the one batch or one product only. So according to that, you can understand that if you are compressing the 100 batches on that particular machine, means you can keep a one new machine in that cost, as well as you can save many more many more profits on that particular compression machine, because one machine has minimum life of 10 years. So if we can around say that into 10 years, means how much you will be lose, around it goes to the 6 crores rupees, it goes to the 6 crores rupees. So if you will save this type of small changes, this type of small innovations into your organizations, so it will be understood and it will be advisable to properly follow all these types of cost control, waste management, as well as the rejects handling or the defects minimization. So basically all these tools are required to manage into the organization, and there are small, very small attempts are required there, which can save a huge cost of the organization. So